Imagine holding in your hand a formula for becoming rich. Would you want to read this formula? Would this knowledge be worth the price of a £10 book for this formula of getting rich? So today we're going to go through the science of getting rich. This is a book which Money Tips has published ourselves. So super excited to publish a book which was not written by myself. It's written by an author called Wallace Wattles, and it was written 111 years ago. So imagine that. And this book we've managed to acquire the rights to this book and we publish ourselves. This is a hidden gem that I think more people should have access to. So we publish it on Amazon. We publish it on our website, moneytips.org. So super excited to have access to this book because it gives away the science of getting rich. So imagine that you had the step-by-step formula for creating wealth in your life for you and your family. And this is exactly what this book gives away. So super excited for Money Tips to have this book published, and we're going to go through the highlights of this book today and why it's so important and why I think this book is a hidden gem that many people need to read themselves. So I think it's what I call an inner game. So it's your inner game is your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings around money and success and development. So I think you have an inner game, which is essentially your why. Then you have your outer game, which is essentially your how, your kind of practical tips or practical way of actually doing this yourself. So the Science of Getting Rich is very much an inner game book. It's going to focus on your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your habits around money and what this means to you. So it can be, money is a taboo subject. It's a lot of people don't like talking about money. It's up there with death and sex with taboo subjects. A lot of people don't like talking about it. And it's the #1 cause of stress and worry. So the Office of National Statistics did a survey and money worries topped a poll as the biggest cause of stress and worry today. So we're going through a cost of living crisis. We're going through inflation. We're going through a government which is kind of in chaos at the moment. We're going through an environmental crisis as well. We covered a lot of these topics 3 weeks ago when we did a live there, and it's available on our YouTube channel, Millennial Money Mindset. So check that out. And we give the solutions to these crises. And a lot of these solutions are investing your money, buying assets that are going to put money into your pocket. So buying real living, breathing assets that are going to generate wealth for you long term. That's essentially how you're going to resolve these cost of living crisis. You have to invest your money. You keep your money in savings. You're going to get that money's going to get eroded by inflation, and you're not going to build wealth for you and your family. You need to get money working for you. So when you go to work, there's people going out working for you. Imagine owning McDonald's. Every time someone buys a McDonald's burger, money goes into your pocket as in the form of dividends and growth for that company. I'm not necessarily recommending McDonald's, but as a good example to visualize that, there's thousands of companies around the world, which is you can buy and own. You become the owner of these companies, and these people going to work for you, you become the owner, and these people are working for you night and day, which is amazing. And it's never been easier, cheaper, or quicker to invest, which is amazing. So the average ordinary person like you and me have access to buying these businesses, which we didn't have access to this 30, 40 years ago. You'd have to build a factory yourself. You couldn't do this yourself, but the amazing times we live in, technology, we can go out and buy businesses, thousands of businesses from around the world at a click of a button. And it's never been simpler, easier, or quicker. If you want help with this, that's exactly what I do. If you think, actually, how do I do this, Neil? Just give me a message, moneytips.org, send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm Neil Doig on LinkedIn, or YouTube, Millennial Money Mindset, with this podcast, Millennial Money Mindset. Just send me a message, and I'm a money coach. I help educate, empower, and coach you to investing better. So I give you accountability. I make it easier so you don't make kind of costly errors. You don't get scammed. I've done a podcast of how much people are getting scammed. Literally billions of pounds are being scammed every year in the UK and around the world. So we make sure that you're actually investing in actual proper businesses that are going to they're regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. And if that business goes bust, you're going to be up to £85,000. You can get that money back because you're covered under the government scheme, which is covered under the FSCS. So as a money coach, we solve all these problems, and we do it at a discount because we're not giving financial advice. We don't give specific advice. We educate, empower, and guide you to better investing. So we offer a new and unique solution. So we do a solution of done with you rather than done for you. So we don't spoon feed you. We sit next to you side by side, making sure you understand what you're doing, and you ultimately press the buttons when you press that investing button. And it's never been easier to do that. So that's the problem that we're solving today as Money Tips. So just give me a message if that's something you're interested in. If you want to start investing, if you are investing but you want a different system, like an improved system, or you want tactics or tips or better technology to do this, then just send me a message, and this is the service that I offer, and these are the solutions that we're solving today. So as I said, money worries tops the pole as the biggest cause of stress and worry today. Why stress? Why worry? Why cause pain in your life when you can get a money coach like myself to help you out? So yeah, just send me a message. So today, let's go through the science of getting rich. So super excited about this. So first, this is the first book that Money Tips published, not including my own book, Millennial Money Mindset. If you want the fruits, you need the roots, which was shortlisted by the Financial Times in 2018 and was a bestseller on Amazon in 2019. So this book is the ultimate investing guide, and it's going to get you, it's a 5-step method for money mindset, getting more money into your pocket, more time in your day, and more happiness in your life. So you can pick this up on Amazon for the cost of a book. And it's going to, if you follow the 5-step method, it's going to save you so much time, so much energy, and save so much stress and worry. So that's Millennial Money Mindset. Today, we're talking about the science of getting rich. So what is science? So science is something that can be replicated. So something that can happen time and time again. Essentially, that's what science, using evidence-based research, using facts, using something that actually worked and used, people have done experiments in the past and actually have proven this to be replicated. So the author, Wallace Wattles, claims that this is the science of getting rich. This is the formula that you need to follow to becoming wealthy. And I'm following this path myself. So it's a classic guide for creating wealth and riches in your life. And it talks about the law of attraction. So have to say, this book is a bit of a woo-woo book. It's a bit out there. It's a bit maybe spiritual. I'm not from a religious background. I'm not from a spiritual background. So I found this a bit uncomfortable at first. But once you get past this, it's super impactful and it's super helpful. And it does talk about science and talks about actually a formula which you can repeat over and over again. So it is a bit woo-woo, but I don't think it detracts from the quality of the book. He talks about other kind of philosophies as well. So he talks about people like Spinoza, Emerson, Hegel, or Descartes, who talks about, I think, therefore I am. I love philosophy. I studied philosophy at University of Oxford, and I love all these Spinoza, Emerson, Hegel. If you go on to moneytips.org, there's a reading room. What you just click on in the website, you can go in and read some of these philosophies. I've got an essay by Emerson on talking about self-reliance and talk about nature. So you can go on there for free. You don't do well. It's totally. I'm not charging for this on my website. But go on there and you can read some of these philosophies, and they are generally amazing. But as I said, I'm a big philosophy nerd. I studied at University of Oxford's philosophy, and yeah, he incorporates a lot of these philosophies into his book. And so it's basically, I think it's one of the best books out there for improving your inner game. And he talks about the law of attraction, which there was a book called The Secret. And this book is basically influenced by, The Secret was influenced by this book by Wallace Wattles, and it sold 30 million copies. So imagine that, 30 million copies based on this book. So we talk about law of attraction. And the law of attraction is a bit woo-woo, a bit out there. And it basically thinks if you think about something, that it will be attracted into your life. I don't necessarily agree with this totally, but what the law of attraction misses out is you need to take action, which is this book, The Science of Getting Rich, talks about you need to take action. So you can't just think about something, a mansion, and it's going to kind of be miraculously, created in your back garden. You're not going to have a mansion in your back garden just by thinking about it. You've actually got to go out and build that mansion yourself, or create the money, go to work, create wealth for other people to build that wealth for you, for that mansion yourself. So this is why this book is so good, because it doesn't talk about just about kind of thinking it and growing rich. It talks about actually taking action. So, and that's one of the sections that I quite liked. So let's go through kind of we're going to give some of the highlights of this book, and you can get this book. I'm going to click a link to this book in this YouTube video, so it should be at the back. Or if you're watching on this podcast, go to my YouTube channel, Millennial Money Mindset, or my website, moneytips.org, and tips is spelled with 2 P's. Or if you're watching on TikTok, I'll click a link to this book. So you can pick up this book on Amazon for, I think it's like £8 or something like that. Super relatively good value. So the first chapter he talks about is the right to be rich. So everyone has a right to be rich. So the objective of life is to live life to the fullest. So this is super important. So he talks about actually the right to be rich, and how the purpose of life is to live life to the fullest. So the purpose of nature is the unfolding of life. And that may sound a bit woo-woo, but it took me a while for that to sink in. But it says essentially everyone naturally wants to be all they can be. So he uses quite a lot of examples, analogies, which I love. He talks about plant a seed, and that seed will grow into an oak tree, for instance. And that seed is living as purposely as it can be. So the purpose of that seed is to grow into an oak tree, or whatever that seed is. So if it's an apple tree, the purpose of that apple seed is to grow into an apple tree. The purpose of your life is to live your life to its fullest. So success in life is becoming what you want to be. So success in life is becoming what you want to be. That was really impactful for me. And he talks about essentially what you want out of life, and then you can go out into the world and you can get it. Don't be scared. You can actually go out today and achieve what you want to achieve. And that's really impactful. As I said, it's about mindset. It's about thinking differently. It's a bit woo-woo. It's a bit kind of self-development sort of stuff. So if you're not into that, there are probably maybe other books that might be better. I would say Millennial Money Mindset, my own book, it covers both the mindset and the practicalities of actually achieving what you want out of life. So that's number one. So the right to be rich. Everyone has the right to be rich. So you're here in life. You need to go out and get it yourself. Go and take it for yourself. Life's for living. And that was super impactful for me. So number 2 is money is a result of doing certain things in a certain way. So money is the result of doing certain things in a certain way, either by accident or doing it on purpose. So people might have been rich in the past and they didn't read this book. They didn't read The Science of Getting Rich. They might have just stumbled across how to do this add value to people's lives, find a solution to people's problems, and then monetize that. But essentially what the money is, it's just a result of doing certain things in a certain way. So you need to find a process to building wealth. So you need to find somewhere where people are struggling, people are in pain, and then find a solution to that. That's essentially, it's that simple. And this is what I'm trying to do myself with my company Money Tips and Millennial Money Mindset. So as I said, money worries tops the pole as the biggest cause of stress and worry. And I'm trying to solve this money worry crisis. So by offering good quality education and offering, essentially condensing loads of books and information into bite-sized chunks to make it easier for you to consume. And so things like Millennial Money Mindset, I read hundreds, if not thousands of books over my lifetime, and I've referenced literally hundreds of books in the back of the book. And I essentially condensed all this information into 5 easy steps for you to follow. So today everyone's busy, we've got our own lives to lead. We don't need to essentially have time. Time's the greatest asset. We don't have the time to read hundreds of books. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to condense things, to condense information to make things easier for you, the listener at home. And we're living through the knowledge economy. So knowledge it's never been easier to do things, but we need to know how to do that. So investing is super easy, but so many people struggle to do this because they don't know how to do that. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to teach people how to invest themselves. So if you want to become rich, study the rich. So there's a really good book called The Millionaire Next Door, and that's exactly what they do. I think this guy is called Tom Stanley, and essentially he studies hundreds of millionaires, and essentially there's common traits with these millionaires. And if you want to become rich, if you want to become wealthy, study what these wealthy people are doing. And it's surprisingly different to what you think. So most people see kind of rich people with fast cars, nice clothes, kind of going away on holiday every other week. But it's not about that. So this book was quite a revelation because they studied these millionaires, and a lot of millionaires actually are quite frugal. They think about what they're spending their money on. They tend to be that have their own businesses. They tend not to buy fast cars. They tend to buy their cars secondhand. And yeah, so that's quite a revelation for me. So study, if you want to become rich or wealthy, study what rich or wealthy people do. It's the same if you want to be a good chef, or if you want to learn how to cook, you should follow a chef. Look at that. You can buy a recipe book and you can see step by step how to cook. You can put in, boil the rice for a certain number of time, cook the meat for a certain number of minutes, put some salt in, whatever. If you want to learn how to cook, study what good chefs do, and you can go today to buy their recipe books, and it's never been easier. Look at Jamie Oliver. If you want to learn how he cooks, just buy his cookbook. It's the same with success. If you want to learn how to become successful, or if you want to become wealthy and rich, you study how they're doing. Millennial Money Mindset teach you how to do this. I interviewed, or I studied. As a wealth manager myself, as a financial advisor, I interviewed or did life plan on hundreds of wealthy, high net worth individuals around London. And essentially I worked out the formula and their system to becoming rich and wealthy. And then I wrote it in a book for you to buy today, and for you to realize all these secrets yourself. So it's like an athlete as well. If you look at an athlete, how does this person become how does this person run a marathon? Because you should look at their habits, because they they have a plan to run every week or run every other day. Look at what they eat, what they put into their bodies. And essentially you can emulate that. You can copy these people, you can copy these athletes to see what they're doing and get the success for yourself. It's the same with the science of getting rich. So essentially you can copy rich people, wealthy people, successful people today, and it's never been easier to do that. Just pick up the copy of The Science of Getting Rich today and you'll learn it yourself. So that's number 2. Money result is doing certain things in a certain way. So number 3 is opportunity is abundant. So if you read the media, if you read the papers, you'll get an impression that we're living in kind of tough times, we're living in crisis. It's never been harder to live in 2022. It's going to be further from the truth. Today, opportunity is abundant. There's so many opportunities today. The internet has created so many millionaires, created so many opportunities, so many ways to access people. You've got access to millions, if not billions of people around the world on marketplace like Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. All these, you can access these people and go out and solve their problems. So opportunity is abundant. Look at growth industries. Don't go for, if you're trying to get a job in a coal mine, you're probably not going to find many opportunities. You're probably going to be competing against people who already are coal miners. If you look at, go for renewable energies, because that's massively growing. Look at the statistics on the amount of solar farms or wind farms that are growing each day. Or we're going through a new industrial revolution. So many technologies out there. Look at Bitcoin or blockchain, look at nanotechnologies, look at food technologies, look at edtech. So many opportunities out there. Look at the Internet of Things. There's so many, these are growing industries, which if you if you find these industries, there's going to be loads more jobs and people looking to solve problems. So yeah, look at growth areas. So opportunity is abundant. That's number 3. Number 4. So it's all about think first. So think before you act. So if you want to build a house, so any architect who builds a house, they're going to have a blueprint for building that house. They don't just go out and start building a house. They're going to plan how to build that house. They're going to think, how high do we want that house? What materials are we going to build that house from? Are we going to have a roof? Are we going to have enough materials to put those tiles on the roof? Essentially, think first before you act. So this is the difference between humans and animals. We have the ability to think, which is amazing. So yeah, before you build that house, actually think, have a blueprint. It's the same with your life. Before you go out and actually live your life, actually think, what do I want for my life? What do I need for my life? And have a life plan. So as a money coach, every client that I work with one-to-one, we build a life plan around what they want. We ask what they want for their lifestyle, what they want for their family, what they want from property, what they want from a career. And then we build this life plan that's short, medium, and long term. And then we give this life plan for you. Some clients have it pinned up on their fridge at home. I've done it with couples. They have, couples have these life plans together, and they think actually it gives you a roadmap, a map from where you are now to where you want to get to. And I've had a life plan done on me before by a financial, a life coach and a financial advisor, and it was amazing. I actually thought, I've never thought about this before. What do I actually want to get out of life? So that's super important. So think before you act. So that's number 4. Number 5 is gratitude. So gratitude is one of the biggest things that I've learned recently. Actually be grateful for what you have. We're in 2022, and yeah, life is good. There is so many negativity. If you read the media, if you read the newspapers, if you read the television, they're there to encourage fear, increase fear. So you'll buy more newspapers to sell you advertising space. But have gratitude. Be thankful for what we have. We are spinning on a planet. Millions of, we could be, it's the actual chances of us being on this planet where we have air, we have water, we have food. The mathematical statistics of actually this happening is so rare that it's actually happened. So we can be grateful for being here today. We have access to clean air, we have access to clean water, we have food. So we have abundance of things, opportunities as well. So yes, so one of the other point of this book was to be grateful. So we have friends, we have families, we live in wonderful times. We have access to so many things, so many opportunities today. So yeah, being grateful. So if ever you're sad or depressed, I know mental health is super high on people's list at the moment. People are stressed and worried. Just sit and think what you're grateful for, which might sound, again, quite woo-woo. But yeah, write down what you're grateful for. And this is like a comfort blanket around you to keep you warm. It's amazing what doing that can impact your life. So number 5 is being grateful. Number 6 is action, 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 action. So as we talked about, thinking about it before we act, but we actually have to take action. As we said before, this mansion that you want is not going to magically appear in your back garden. You've got to actually go out into the world and take action. You've got to go and apply for that job. You've got to go and sign up that client. You've got to go and write that book. So you've got to take action. So that's what the book, The Secret, which is based on the law of attraction, which is sold 30 million copies and was a Hollywood film, which is based on this book by The Science of Getting Rich. That's what that missed out. It totally missed the point of the law of attraction. The law of attraction is you can't just think and it miraculously happens. You've got to take action. You've got to go out into the world and make things happen. That's number 6. Number 7 is be in the right business. So look at your strengths. Where can you add value to people's lives? Look at your personality traits. What do you like doing? And where is there a growth? Where is a growth business? So if you want to be a music teacher, you've at least got to be half decent at playing music or being good at music. You've got to know the music theory if you're going to actually teach it. So you've got to actually be in a business which that you're going to be best suited for. So one of the best ways I do this is to say, where can I make the greatest contribution? This was taken from a quote from Peter Drucker, who I'm a big fan of. Peter, who's a management writer called Peter Drucker. He said, where can you make the greatest contribution? And this was really impactful for me. So yeah, so be in the right business. No, in my book, Millennial Money Mindset, at one of the last chapters, we talk about this Japanese concept called Aikiga. And Aikiga means essentially your purpose for being. And it goes through 4 circles. And essentially the middle of this circle is like your bullseye. It goes for where there is problems, what your strengths are, what people are suffering from, where is their pain, or where is there people having problems, and then what does the world need? These 4 different points, if you aim for the middle of this kind of bullseye, that's your Aikiga. This is your kind of the right business that you're going to be in. This is kind of right business because people are in, there's a demand for your services. You're good at this because you've had experience before. You can solve these problems, and the world needs, it's a problem that the world needs solving. So yeah, number 7 in the summary of The Science of Getting Rich, which is available, just click below. It's just buy it today. It will change your life. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, one of the best books, I think, one of the best personal development books out there. And as a bonus, it's also we've included The Science of Getting Well. So it talks about actually how do you improve your life from a health point of view as well. So yes, pick it up. I think it's under £10, and yeah, it will get delivered to your door. We live in wonderful times. So yeah, pick that book up today. Or if that's maybe a bit woo-woo for you, get Millennial Money Mindset. If you want the fruit, you need the root. This is my book, shortlisted by the Financial Times 2018, and a bestseller on Amazon in 2019. So pick that up today. And if you get a new copy, we plant a tree for each copy bought, so you can feel good that you're doing your part for the climate crisis that we're facing. And finally, so in the final section for The Science of Getting Rich, each day think, has today been a successful day, or has it not been a successful day? And if you want to become rich, if you want to become wealthy, if you want to become successful, every day you've got to make small steps to getting there. You don't just wake up and you're automatically successful. You've got to take small steps every day. So every day, think, has today been successful? And if so, why? And if not, what could you do to improve it? So these are super important, and you can reflect on where you are and where you want to get to, and make small steps and build a habit of improving yourself every day. So yeah, that's been The Science of Getting Rich, one of the best books out there for improving yourself, improving your life, and getting wealthy and getting rich. So this book's called Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. We publish it, Money Tips publish it. It's available on moneytips.org. It's available on Amazon. Make sure you get the Money Tips version. It also includes The Science of Getting Well. And I also write a foreword in it myself, Neil Doig. I am the founder of Money Tips, the author of Millennial Money Mindset. So I write a foreword in this book. And yeah, so check that out. So let's quickly just summarize those 8 points. So number 1, the right to getting rich. So the objection of life is to live it to its fullest. So the point of life is to live. So it's becoming what you want to be. So number 2, money is a result of doing certain things in a certain way. So study what you want out of life, or find people who have already been successful, and then you can copy them. If you want to learn how to cook, find a cookbook. If you want to learn how to play golf, find a golfer or read a book on how to play golf and practice. If you want to learn how to become wealthy, this is the book, Science of Getting Rich. Learn how that and follow the steps. Take practical steps every day. So number 3, opportunity is abundant. There's so many opportunities today. Just have to look out for these opportunities and you'll find them. So number 4, think first before you act. So before you build a house, actually have a blueprint. Before you live your life, work out what you want out of life. Have a life plan, which I build with my clients as a money coach, sign up for a one-to-one. We've only got 2 spaces left this year, actually. So sign up today on my website, moneytips.org, tips with 2 Ps, or join. We've got a monthly coaching package, which we're launching very shortly, which is going to reduce the costs of coaching massively, because we're going to be in an environment where you're going to be with other people, similar people who want to learn how to improve their lives, get more money into their pocket, get more time in their day, and get more happiness in their lives. So look out for that. So number 4 is gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. So we live in wonderful times. Number 6 is action. So we talked about thinking before acting, but you actually have to act. So you have to take steps every day to build that life you want. You have to take steps every day to build that house that you want. You have to take steps every day to write that book. You have to write. It's not going to miraculously turn up in the on Amazon. You actually have to take action. So number 7 is be in the right business. So know what you want out of life, know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, where there's demand, what the world needs, and be in the right business, where there are growing businesses. And finally, today, number 8, has today been successful? And if not, what could you do to improve? And if it has, what could you do tomorrow to continue that success? So that's it for this session. So my name is Neil Doig. I'm the founder of Money Tips, putting more money into your pocket, more time in your day, and more happiness in your life. Thanks so much for joining us. Get your copy, The Science of Getting Rich. I'll put a link down in the comments below, or pick up Millennial Money Mindset. If you want the fruits, you need the roots. This is Millennial Money Mindset. This is, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks so much. Please like, please subscribe, and please tell a friend. You might be listening to the podcast. Please like. Also subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening to this anywhere else, then thanks so much. And my name's Neil Doig. Thanks so much for listening, and hopefully I'll be with you soon. Just write down in the comments also which one of the 8 was the most impactful for you. What are you going to work on next? And it helps increase the algorithm, improves more people to find this video, and it helps build my business. So thanks so much, and I really appreciate it.